shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the stream. It's another Friday. How is everyone doing? Hopefully, you guys are doing well, staying safe. It has been crazy with the weather. We got to talk about that too. There's a lot going on. Oh my goodness, this week was anything but normal. Every routine that I had out the window. It's been a freaking week. All right, let's say hello to our wonderful Icey family here. We got Randall with the Icey Cookie. We got Josh and NW611. We got Railfan K. We got BCF Parts. We got HO Scale, Union Pacific, and Steam. Let's see, we've got Chuck. And welcome all of you who are going to be lurking and watching on the replay. This stream is definitely going to be short. Just want to get that out there real quick. Maybe half an hour, maybe an hour. It depends. Got a few things to talk about when it comes to that. So, but yes, welcome everyone. Hopefully everyone's doing well. We do have a hot start today. We'll go ahead and jump right into it. I'll get to all the cameras here. We have our green light already set and good to go. But today we are running the Russian Decapod steam locomotive. It is a Bachmann Spectrum. And as I can figure this out here, we'll get there. Let's see, we'll get there. Okay, I'll figure it out later. But anyways, that's barely enough time for the news. There was not a lot of news this week. I mean, there was a few little nuggets. So we'll take a quick field trip and knock a few things out here. Oh yeah, and one of my cameras is actually offline, so I wasn't really prepared to do much of a stream today. So it's more of we'll do the news, we'll do the state of the channel, kind of showcasing what's going on for this week. So yeah, kind of crazy. All right, yep, showtime. Anyone keeping up with CBKC? No. I've been way too busy. Hello, Josh. Not dealing with kidney stone. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, rest, my good sir. Definitely rest. Barely enough time for the news. But we can get through it. No. That's going to be part of the news after our model railroading news. So we'll talk about that here in a second. Yep, so field trip. All right, so let's just go ahead and get to the news. Again, I feel so sorry to those who model CSX because yet another heritage unit has come out. This is the Prairie and Marquette paint scheme here. Again, I love the scheme. Love how they do that transition from modern to the fallen flag. So yet another one. So feel sorry for all you collectors out there. There's going to be a lot of heritage units. I think CSX basically said, hold my beer to all the other Class 1 railroads about heritage units. Yeah, so they're pumping them out. This is the 1899. Pretty cool scheme. I like it. Yeah, hopefully you feel better soon. Again, not too much of a long stream today, but we'll get there. You've been doing that for a couple years. This happens to be one of those days when it decides to light you up. Ah, darn. So sorry to hear that. Okay, another one that I really wanted to do an Icey rail news video on, just couldn't get it to this week, is that the company, the parent company that owns Trains and Model Railroader and a few others, they got sold to a different company here. So Firecrown is expanding into the railroad and space media sectors by acquiring Combash Media's Trains and Astronomy media groups. The acquisition opens up to exciting new possibilities for the company. So that was definitely big news that was talked about a lot on the Facebook pages and the groups and kind of stirred some things. But yeah, the parent company that owns Model Railroader and Trains and a few others have sold to another parent company. So yeah, definitely interesting. We'll see what changes happen, and hopefully it's for the better. We'll cross our fingers. But yeah, definitely quite interesting in that regard. Something that we don't typically talk about on this channel is just magazines in general. But yeah, very interesting. Not as bad as the weather earlier, but it's bad enough. Yep, we'll talk about that too. Yep, take it easy, rest, and try and enjoy as much as you can. But yeah, interesting. Very interesting. So Broadway Limited came out with their April 2024 flyer. Nothing big when it comes to my realm, but there's a few nuggets of information. We got the Kinefax, kind of more renderings of all of the back plates here, which is pretty cool. A lot of social media. They're getting a lot in touch with YouTubers, which is awesome. More samplings and renderings from the Berkshire locomotives. These are growing on me. These are really growing on me, so we'll see. Pretty cool looking though. I don't know. It's interesting. Some more renderings of the EMD SD70 Ace from the Montana Rail Link CSX the Beeline service. We've got the George Bush 4141 and the Southern Pacific Heritage Unit of Union Pacific, the 1996. So pretty cool overall. Yeah, product suggestion portal. That's something that I'm working on. There's a few little things that I got to deal with first IRL, and then we'll get that knocked out. Some more delivery schedule stuff. I think the big one I kind of want to find here is our... So here's the Berkshire fall of 2024. So that tooling's in process, which is pretty good. The Challenger Paragon 4's tooling is complete. Looks like they got those coming out pretty darn soon. The 4-truck Shay, still tooling in process of winter of this year. So that's kind of the big one that I'm going to be paying attention to, because that one has slipped to the right a couple times on me. I think they're trying to fit in these Challengers and the Conductors Club priorities. Again, that's just more speculation, but I've seen this one slip a couple times. But yeah, a lot of diesels coming out, and pretty darn interesting. Okay, so some more Q&A type of stuff here. Good news, one of your N-scale Prudors arrived today. Awesome. Very awesome. So again, a lot of these is like, okay. Texas Pacific 610 and N-scale. Again, I'm not an N-scale modeler. Hybrid B&O, Big 6, it's on your list. Cool. Seeing I have the yellow jacket, it's certainly possible. But they haven't narrowed down any more paint schemes. I'll be working on those. Some discussions on Paragon 4s. Stealth version of GS4, which is interesting. They're planning on doing a second run of GS4 schemes sometime this year in both Paragon 4 and Stealth. These will include new road numbers and paint schemes. So that's going to be kind of a big news there. I'm kind of curious what they're going to do for new paint schemes. I'm really intrigued to see what they're going to do here. You're also getting the GP30. Nice. Very nice, Rofanke. So yeah, going to be quite interesting. See, any plans for large articulated steam locomotives in the future? So can you tell us one? Obviously, they got the AC9, which is the big one, and the cab forwards. So that one, yeah, that one we already talked about. That was announced originally from the Conductors Club. But now it's finally released to the public. So yes, AC11 and 12 cab forwards are coming out. I will probably try to do a video when I get back, but we'll see. Again, no time frame for the announcement, and got some work on there. So here's probably the big one too. Frisco 1522 will be most likely to come first due to the amount of requests they received. Doesn't rule out the other two, but they don't have plans to do it at this time. So they're talking about excursion trains here. So the Frisco 1522, Cotton Belt 819, and the Atlantic 750. And they are definitely set on Frisco 1522, which is pretty cool. Pretty darn cool. CB&Q 05s. They're going to look into it. BNSF OCSs. Again, everything is dependent on UP Kinefix sales. So we'll see how that goes. More details on Union Pacific passenger cars, which I don't care about detail. Just going to be upfront with that. Warwolf, hello, how are you? Welcome. So look early UP challenges to release. They don't have any plans for N-scale. Get some more N-scale stuff. So this one's pretty interesting here. So if the PRR B6SB run sells well, will the BLI consider doing another 060 engines, maybe consider the E6 chassis, or as a base to build another Railroads Atlantic? So yes, if this sells well, they will definitely look into offering the 060 locomotives. They've got a lot of requests for UP, SB types, and the vendor-built tenders. We haven't determined which one they would do next. So you guys, again, you guys make all the difference suggesting these particular locomotives. It definitely, they're listening, which is pretty good. Sweet, there goes your bank account. Yep. Yeah, I think you were, because I know you wanted a Frisco engine. I think, was it the 1522 that you wanted? So they're finally making that, which is pretty cool. More stuff in N-scale. So here's an interesting one. Could we see some point the M3 and M4 class 2884 or Yellowstones in HO scale? We might look into them at some point. Look if we get more requests for them. That's why it's important to leave your product suggestions with us. So kind of a plug there to, get the VIP portal, become a Conductors Club member and all that, which is going to be interesting to have the M4 class, especially with the Yellowstones. I would be curious to see if they go down that direction because, again, Scale Trains has those Yellowstones in MTH from the XMTH tooling. So that's going to be interesting to say the least if they do go into that. You saw a new post from Barley Limited Facebook page that released the new model of the Heritage units, which is the SP96. Yep, and we kind of talked about that. So here's all their new renders right here, which is pretty cool. All right, let's see what else we have here. And yep, and that was the one you wanted. Yep, there you go. You guys make noise, and I do my best to give my viewpoint on all the videos, the streams, and so forth. So, I think these companies are paying attention. I think they are, which is nice. They're in tune. They're in tune with you guys, the customers. So, great time to be a model railroader. Absolutely. Okay, some more N scale. So we talked about the M3, M4, and then the ATSF 2662. At this point, not very likely to have a lot of other models. They want to get done ahead of time. So yeah, 4 to 5, maybe 6 years from now. It's too late to give it the infinite timeline. So yeah, there's really nothing here as far as that interests me per se. The 060 switchers for the UP and SP, that I'm definitely interested in. But, there's a few other things that's just not for me. But, sometimes we get a lot of focus, sometimes we don't. It just depends. Okay, let's go on to some other news that you guys, the community, actually kind of broke, which is pretty cool. Okay, so if you guys don't know this channel, I will leave a link down below so you guys can subscribe. This is our wonderful friends at Steve Childers and a Retirement Railroad. We got John, we got Jason and Train Freak. So they were just talking about all sorts of good stuff. Highly recommend watching that channel. But our wonderful friend over at Heath at Humanity Junction dropped this little nugget of information that caught my attention. And it's like, ooh, I need to do some more research on this. So I didn't realize that TCS is an official dealer of RR circuits. If you guys don't know what this is what we call LCC. This is the Layout Command and Control. Now, the best way that I can describe LCC right now, because it is still something relatively new for me, is that when it comes to Digitrax and all of these other systems that do signaling and block detection and all these other things, it requires signal logic and block detection and logic with that as well. But the key kind of integrating feature to do those things is a PC. You need some sort of computer to actually run the logic and the calculations and so forth to control the signals and have like a dispatch kind of display. What LCC allows you to do is to have those calculations off from a software per se and actually have it in hardware format, and that's where LCC comes into play, which means now I can have signal logic on a modular that is independent of a PC. And I was looking into this because LCC actually makes a lot of sense for modulars. I know there's been plenty of videos out there that some people have actually tested just having a yard with LCC to control all of the block detection and the signal logic and everything else. And it looks promising. The problem I had with it was I was concerned about the longevity in the future when it comes to LCC because it was independently owned and it was up for sale. And thanks to our wonderful friend at Heath, we got a nice little piece of information here that from Heath is, hey, already took over distribution, or they already took over distribution, and when Dick retires, they will take full ownership, which is huge. That is a huge move. Again, this is coming from Heath. Heath, I think, is a fairly reputable source because he's got a lot of connections, so I 100%, I'll take that as somewhat confirmation that TCS has officially bought RR circuits along with all of the LCC components, which is huge. That is huge because we needed a manufacturer to take this on because a lot of people think LCC is the next evolution into model railroading as far as indoor layouts is concerned. So that's actually a pretty big news that this is now going to be able to be produced in the long term, and that they're going to take up the custom support and everything in the future. And that was my hesitation trying LCC. Now that we got confirmation that TCS is going to get that, I probably will experiment with it because it does make a lot of sense to do this and see how far we can take layout command and control LCC. So yeah, that was definitely a big piece of information. So again, you can watch the stream there. They talked about a whole bunch of good stuff, not just the circuits, but they talked about power, Digitrax, talked about obviously Bonamis and decoders and all that fun stuff. But yeah, definitely huge news coming out of that. Let's see here. So you saw Broadway Limit's Facebook page that they had a weird looking steam locomotive because the face looked all weird and the rest is fine. Oh, you're talking about the Berkshires. Yep. So that was up here. So that's probably these guys that you were talking about. So yeah, there's that. There's other YouTubers that have touched LCC. I think Jason the Train Freak has made. I think he done a couple of videos on LCC. I'm by no means an expert. When I get into it, when I make a module that has LCC compatibility, may look into it. And it does integrate into Digitrax from my understanding that there is a local net connection to the LCC equipment, so you can also control it from a computer from my understanding, which is pretty cool because then it gives you dual functionality. You can have what I'm trying to build here, plus what I can do with my modulars is just take it apart and then connect it independently for layout command and control, which is pretty cool. Which is pretty darn cool. Yep, and Chuck is kind of foreshadowing a little bit here to a few things that we're going to be talking about. So yes, we are approaching 6,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. We'll talk about that in a second when we talk about kind of the state of the Icey channel. But yeah, that's the Berkshires. And actually, I think that's actually a perfect transition. So yeah, we'll go ahead and transition into that as well. So as Chuck graciously noted here, again, I appreciate it, good sir. We are approaching 6,000 subscribers, which is absolutely freaking bonkers to think about. I was looking at kind of, because I do a lot of just searching for model railroading channels and just trying to follow as many as I possibly can. And it's kind of crazy to me to think that this family is probably in the top 5% of just how big we're getting. So and again, that's thanks to you guys. You guys hit that subscribe button. You guys found it worthy that you wanted to follow this neck of the woods when it comes to just content, when it comes to model railroading. Let me switch this up real quick here. Let's do this. Okay, let's put you guys up. Put the Icey family up here. So yeah, it's absolutely crazy. Getting into kind of the state of the Icey channel, or the state of ice, as I like to call it. So these type of streams is more of thanking you guys, kind of refocusing sort of way, and just, you know, reflecting a little bit. That's why I kind of have just a template train for right now, just running around. But yeah, we're approaching 6,000, which is absolutely crazy because it seemed like yesterday, you know, we just had like 50 on the channel, and then we got to 100, and then to 1,000, and so forth. And it's just been one crazy ride. So we're going at a healthy rate. And again, that's all thanks to you guys. I'm just a random dude on the internet, you know, sharing my favorite passion in life, which is model railroading. But so yeah, we're doing very well. You guys are loving all the content. And so yeah, definitely absolutely crazy to just think about. So again, thank you so much for spending your time here, because time is precious. We don't have that much of it, and it's crazy. And I think we're on the verge of, as far as partnership here, you recently found your father's child locomotive, and it's an Atherton Burlington Northern locomotive, and you plan to restore it back to running again. That's awesome. That's what the hobby is all about. Finding enjoyment, finding escapism. That's what it's all about. Okay, so I think as far as getting you guys those emotes, let's take a look here. Do, 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 do. So YouTube's been crazy again on the hour side, because like we would gain like 20 watch hours and then they take like 30, and then it keeps going back and forth. So it's been a little bit of a frustrating time, but I mean it is it is. I appreciate the kind words there, Riley. Don't know why you two recommended this to me, but your grandfather was into model trains, so it warms me to see people passionate about this hobby. Oh my goodness, it is the best community on YouTube, hands down. It is by far the best. So, welcome. Has ran since like the 80s. Wow. Wow. Well, there's a good YouTube channel called SMT Mainline that restores a lot of old engines. Check his channel out. You'll learn a lot from it. But again, welcome, Riley. Welcome to this little neck in the woods. Again, this stream's going to be a little bit short. So let me kind of talk to that a little bit. So this week was been, again, this stream is not normal either. Normally I would do like all the cameras here, and we'll have a train running around in the circles here. Unfortunately, what's happening is this week I'm actually taking a vacation. Originally we were supposed to go to, I don't understand why this is not working all of a sudden on me. We're supposed to go to Oklahoma. Well, as you guys know, there's a lot of twisters. And unfortunately, the day we were supposed to get there on Monday is probably the worst storms they've seen in probably a decade. So, needless to say, we're not going. So, we won't see 4023. It's unfortunate. But, you know, we just... There we go. There's the camera. Okay. Phone camera is not operational. There we go. Okay. So yeah, originally we were supposed to go see 4023. That's not happening. In fact, we're probably going to leave tonight, which is why this stream's going to get cut short. So we're trying to avoid all the storm that's going through North Texas right now. There was a couple twisters that hit like San Angelo and so forth. I've actually got my radar that I'm kind of watching right now. It's about to hit Dallas and Fort Worth. So those of you who are in that area, just heads up. Yeah, a lot of tornadic activity. We were supposed to drive through there, and we're taking a whole different route. In fact, we'll be going through New Mexico, and we're actually going to be going to Colorado. So our plans kind of changed from Oklahoma to Colorado. So this whole week we're taking off to go in that direction. It's not necessarily a vacation per se. It's more of a picking up a family member. So it's been a cluster. It's been an absolute cluster. Any updates on the shark nose? So I've had no time. The farthest I got was contacting BLI, and they gave me I think it's called an NC something number. So that way I can send it back. So I'll be sending it back not this weekend, but next weekend. But yeah, it's toast. I gotta send it back. One of the ones was bad, had spider in it, and he managed to remove it. Nice, nice. So he had Lionel trains, and it was a larger size track. I don't know the gauge, correct term, but it was cool seeing the setup. Maybe someday you'll get into it. Yeah, so Lionel. Yeah, so if it's Lionel, it's 3-rail. Yeah, assuming it's 3-rail, then it's O gauge, or yeah, O gauge. Correct. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but typically it's O gauge. It's O gauge, no scale, and I get those two mixed up like crazy. Not sure what that is though. Yeah, no. Yeah, it doesn't have 3-rail. But yeah, so this scale, this layout is actually what we call HO scale, which is basically half of O scale, 187 scale. That's what I got into. I had a good mentor in California that got me into modular layout, and I love the concept ever since. I actually bought a few modulars from my mentor. I bought the 6 corners, and then Phoenix Point behind me. Yep, 3-rail is O gauge. Yep, and there's plenty of good O gauge YouTubers out there. There are plenty. So yeah, yeah, I think it's 148. That sounds right. I don't know if it's correctly to scale. I think the gauge is like between. It gets more complicated. I'm completely naive to O gauge. I know more about HO scale than I do O gauge. But anyways, so another problem that happened with me this week, I was trying to get more videos out, besides the normal railfan videos that I do. And unfortunately, the city said, hey, we're going to do all of your unique pickups for trash and so forth this Saturday, tomorrow. Or no, a couple days, like Monday. I think it was Monday. And it's like we have this shed that is has termites in it. It's got water damage. It's got mold. So it was just easier just to demolish the whole thing. We got that notification that we're going to pick up random trash from the curb last Friday. After I got done with the stream, I found the little notification like, hey, we're going to pick up your random trash next Monday. And we're like, crap. So I literally spent this whole week demoing our shed that's in the backyard. And that pretty much threw off my entire week. So my uploads were off. Just trying to film stuff was off. But it had to get done. That's just part of life. So that got done to a degree. So that threw me off. So that's why none of the... I've got my mini prints for April I still got to do. Because I'm definitely behind on that. I've got my first video on... I'm going to do a new series called Setbacks and Failures. The shark nose would be probably one of them, but there's something else I want to talk about that happened, because that video has been on the table for a while, and a few others. Oh, and changing the couplers on the sharks. I got a Southern Pacific BLI shark that I want to change the couplers on, and do a video on that. So yeah, that was this week in a nutshell. Absolutely crazy. And then, like I said, we're traveling the rest of this week. So all my friends at Elmendorf, Samara, and TTM not coming this weekend. And I probably won't be coming next weekend. Additionally, I won't be streaming next Friday. I just need kind of a whole week just to reset a little bit. It's not burnout or anything. It's just, I need one good week off of the... I usually take 1 week off of the year to just reflect, reset, and then restart. So that's going to be this week. So yeah, no stream next Friday. Be taking it easy, and then we'll be back the Friday after that. Okay, and then kind of the future. So that's this week. Let's talk about the future a little bit. So as you guys saw from the New Braunfels train show, we had a really good haul. And I really wanted to further how far can we take Digitrax. So again, we got another PM74. I love this thing because it's an internal circuit breaker. It allows me to divide my blocks, and it has local net capability and block detection. So that's why I got another one. So now we can have up to 8 blocks, which is good. Oh, I appreciate you guys. Yep. Yeah, it'll only be for a week. You guys will still get your daily Samurai fun run videos or Amory fun run videos. I've got all that scheduled for like the next 2 weeks because I wanted to make sure that you guys still have a dose of something on this channel. I think my shorts will come down to 1 short this week instead of the normal 3. Just so, because again, I'll be traveling, and usually I upload those shorts the day before, and there was no way I was going to be able to get 3 scheduled for like the next 2 weeks. That's just impossible. So, yeah, it'll just come down to 1 video and 1 short a day, and then everything will resume the following weekend. So some pickups we finally got. We've got a booster. Originally, I was going to get 2 boosters for this layout. I realized it was overkill. So, for the sake of realism, we have our first Digitrax booster. This is a DB22. And then, we can't have just a booster without the command station. So this is completely overkill for this layout. This is a DCS 240 Plus. This is the latest and greatest in command stations when it comes to Digitrax. It is not compatible with the old system. So if you guys don't know anything about Digitrax, there is an old system and a new system. Anything in the 100 series from Digitrax, you cannot, from my understanding, you cannot it's not cross compatible with the 200 series. So again, make sure you do your research. You get the proper boosters and so forth. I've got the latest because there's a lot of things I want to do. This command station is pretty legit because it has a PR4 connected to it, so we can connect it straight to the computer. And yeah, and it's got 3 local net ports, which is pretty good because we can split that port into many different ways, which is important when it comes to the Digitrax command and control. So we're slowly getting that series back on track that I need to. The one thing I am missing is the power supply, which is the 2012. I can't remember the whole thing, but that's the last thing I need to get. And that kind of got put on hold because this trip changed in so many different ways. I'll be ordering that once the trip is over with. So yeah, that's kind of the way forward, that we'll finally get the block detection that we need. I'll finally show you guys how to set up command stations, because I think it's important to just showcase it. Even though it is overkill for this layout, these particular boosters, this booster and this command station is really more designed for club layouts. That's how overkill this is. But I'm kind of excited to show you guys. And I also need some amp and current detection systems, I think from, I can't even remember the name of the company, but so there's a few more pieces that I need to really showcase what I want to do with this for the brains of this layout. So that's pretty much that in a nutshell. And I think that's all that I have to show. I think that's it. But yeah, so that's kind of the updates. Again, the channel's healthy. Appreciate all you guys' help and all you guys' support. Definitely a crazy journey that we have. But yeah, everything is good. All right, so with that, like I said, everything is good. Kind of showcased everything for the week. Okay. So with that, guys, I think we're going to call it a stream. I know it's short. Again, this is not typical. Typically, we go for like, if you guys are new here, not a normal stream just because we got to start traveling here, traveling to Colorado. I'm not sure if we'll visit the Colorado Model Railroad Museum. That's still way north from what we're going. It's more of a get there and then come back type of situation. So it's just more of a 100% road trip. Nothing really model railroad related. But yeah, just more of a road trip. Yep, appreciate all you guys' support. Again, be safe as well. There's a lot of storms going through the Midlands right now. Let me double check the radar in my area really quick here. Because yeah, we're just barely gonna miss some of these storms, which is good. Let me refresh really quick. But yeah, so we'll eventually truly showcase our Decapod. But the Decapod is more of a behind-the-scenes type of train for me. It is if I want to run a train in the background while I'm editing and so forth. This is a train I typically run. It's I haven't really talked about it much. The coaches are pretty much the Athlon Ready to Roll. Got a good deal on them. They are the Overland Union Pacific train. It's my first like dedicated excursion train is what I'm going to use it for. But we'll probably do a showcase on this formally on another stream. Yeah, the weather's finally clearing up, so awesome. Awesome. Okay. All right, guys. With that, we're going to go ahead and call it there. I think Jason the Train Freak is actually going to, I think he's streaming right now, so if you guys want to go ahead and head on over to his channel. Yep, he's doing some static grass. So let's go ahead and send some love his way. He's close to 2,000 subscribers. Give him some love. Do an old school raid. So there's a link to his channel. You guys can continue on tonight over there. Some awesome YouTubers are hanging out over there. And we'll go from there. So, but with that, guys, thank you so much for all of your support. Oh, Timothy, sorry, we're just ending it. Oh, and around the layout podcast. How are you, good sir? But yeah, definitely follow Ray Arnott as well. A lot of good stuff over there. So, but with that, guys, we need to get on the road, try to beat some of these storms and head to Colorado. So, with that, I'll see you guys in 2 weeks, and have a great night.